Trim this. Ooh.
Wonderful. Welcome. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody. I am simply over the moon that we're here for more of a wellness chat than a business launch. I, but really, I think the reason I went that route is that I really am on a mission here. I'm really excited and I want to share. And I know that people that I love me back and want to support me. So I called it, you know, come help me out, come share, come be willing to share and listen in. And we're all on a journey with our bodies, our bodies. We're all on a journey with our bodies. And I cannot believe how much I've learned. Like I just it blows my mind at 55, how far I've come. And one of the things that I want to say is that I've been leading with a place of love and grace and gratitude. And the more I hang out with people like Ariana and Win and all the others that I met in Orlando and met them a lot of them last September, you just want to hang out with them all the time. And I just want to meet you and share and be a part of this mission. So I did write a couple little notes. I'm not going to be long-winded. I'm going to get right to the point. I have been doing products and supporting MLM and network marketers for years. I was 21, got in the industry, and I can't say enough how much I just couldn't get over the love in the room. But it's about high quality products, and it's about supporting women, it's about supporting people that need a second stream of income. But beyond all that, it was more about me feeling empowered. I work for I worked for ad agencies. I love the ad agency world. I now work for family. I love the car business world. But for me personally, I always needed something to fulfill that little bit of extra. And I've always done product sales because if I can help you in any way, that's what I'm here to do. But this took it a step above. This company has taken it a step above. It's more become a mission. And we all know that when you go to the doctor and you get information from the doctor, you're not always feeling like you're heard, and you're not always feeling like you know what's going on in your body. And it's me as well, symptomatic. Here's a medication for high blood pressure. Here's a pill for that. Michelle, you're having issues with your celiac. And you get to a point where it's like, okay, but how do I look after Michelle? Okay, I buy vitamins, I take vitamins. Are they working? Are they working? I don't know if they're working. And then I'm selling them, and I'm telling people this will help you. Will it help you? I don't know. So Ariana is going to share about our test race nutrition company, and um, you'll hear from her why I just love her and appreciate the science and the nutrition and the naturopathic addition that she gives me. It's like the words and the information about my body and how to best look after it and how to make it work optimally. Is that the way you'd say that? Okay, so Ariana, here we go. I'm going to read. This is her wonderful intro. Ariana has been leading teams in network marketing and direct sales space for past 21 years in both finance, health, and wellness. She's been a multiple six-figure earner, a corporate sales trainer, keynote speaker, is an athlete, a holistic nutritionist, a certified integrative certified integrative. Is that a word? I don't know what that means.
That sounds like a good word. It's supposed to say integrative, I think. That's probably what it means.
Oh,
Integrative.
I can't read. I can't read this morning. Integra- Life and wellness coach. I'm just going to say that. Truth seeker, proud mom of three, and passionate about people, building community, and optimizing the human experience. And boy, without any further ado, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. I wore my red. I expected more of you to be in red as well, but I love Wynn's sweater with the lips. So first of all, happy Valentine's Day. I really believe that every day should probably be a day of love and how we show up for one another. But let's celebrate it for what it is. So happy Love Day to you all. And so much of that when it comes to friendship and stuff is just showing up. So I see Lori and Tracy and Phoebe and all these people. Thank you for showing up for Michelle so much nowadays is just support. Like, how do you know what your friends are up to, what they're doing, and what they're excited about. And you hope that if they're your friends, the reason they share with you and invited you today is because the information that they heard or the things that they learned bettered their life. And our very next always impulse is, who do I know and love that could benefit from this information as well? I always say that, I used to hear people say misery loves company when I was a kid, and I'm kind of this idealist, optimist, happy ending kind of girl. So I was like, I don't like that saying at all, because you know what else loves company is joy. Joy loves company, and it's the first thing that we do and we want to share. So again, Michelle, thank you for organizing this. I just want to share some information with you today that, in the information era, not, like all half the time we're like, oh, great, all that we need is some more information. But I will hope that we can agree that all things are not created equal, and all information is not created equal. Sometimes you learn things and it changes a little thing. And sometimes you learn something, you're like, how have I not known that? And it's something that you learn, that what I learned about what I'm about to share with you. And I thought I knew a lot about a lot when it came to nutrition and wellness. But every once in a while, an idea, the most powerful thing in the world is an idea, right? An idea that someone has that then comes to life. But this information that I'm going to share with you, I just hope that it even has a fraction of an impact on you as it did with me, because it is an idea that actually changes time. Like, you measure time by it. Hey, this was me before I knew that thing, and now this is me after I know that thing. It's something that you can't unsee. And so I'm excited to share it with you today. Now, if you'd seen me earlier, I had visions of drop kicking my computer across a football field because I couldn't get this thing to open on a Mac computer for a PowerPoint. So I got him to send me a PDF version of it. So it seemed to be working. And again, more than the slides that you see, more than the words that I say, I hope that you get the feeling of what we're sharing here today. Just some enthusiasm and really some hope. It's my favorite word. It's my daughter's middle name. And so I think this is what this is for me.
Well, and at any time, technology can kick our butt. That is for sure.
Oh, yes, I'm sure. It's not fun. Does anyone have any great? Actually, why don't we
I
should
was
get
just
with.
going to jump in. I'm just going to
Yes,
jump in here.
that's King. We can
And
share.
I just want to say I'm super proud of you, Michelle, and I'm so glad to be on this journey with you. And one thing that you said was that you have done a lot of things. And I know that you do it out of love, and I know everyone that loves you feels your excitement and energy. But you said something to me in September when we were in Calgary. And for those of you that don't know, Michelle and I just met in Calgary, and we met online. So relationships can happen anywhere, and we never know where they're going to take us. So always be open. But Michelle, you had said, I am so proud of myself for never giving up. No matter what I share, it's because you said it's because it's in my heart. And I'm so proud that I've never given up. And I am so proud of you for that, because imagine if we gave up, we wouldn't know what we know now. And now we get to change lives in such a way. In my mind, I think we have the trump card right here, because if people are taking supplements, and a lot of people are taking supplements, but the not knowing if they're working, and we have that solution to know that they're working, and not to say anything is wrong or bad or anything else, or that ours is better, but it's just when you know better, you can do better. And these numbers are so important. So I just want to say thank you for sharing this love with people that you care about, because it's so important.
Thank you. And you know what? I tear up because I do love on people, and that's so exciting. I'm here. I'm here from a vulnerable place. So thank you, everybody that's joined from my area. It means the world to me. So I do see though that Ariana's back, and maybe I will
Well, I
stop
think
for
what
a
a
little.
blessing. I just came into some love and some great information. I was like, things happen for a reason. I'm back. At least you
Right.
can see you all. So, of course, you guys just, thank you. Luckily, I've done way more embarrassing things in my life that this feels like nothing. So it's like, Tekla, are you co-host now? Okay. Can you see if you can share, and then I can
Uh,
prompt you through?
Let me just see.
Um,
I'm not, I don't see no, I'm not co-host yet.
Okay,
Michelle Allen
so
is host. I think Michelle maybe has to make me.
no, so I'm going to reclaim host. Sorry, Michelle. It just had a big button saying reclaim host, and now I'm going to make Tekla co-host here. Certainly not that the slides are the be all end all, you guys, but I do know that there's something powerful about learning information. Here's the good news. I talk really fast. So you guys are going to be, and so now I'm going to talk faster so that we get you done on time because we have another Zoom starting at 9. But more importantly, I'm going to, hopefully kind of cut out some fluff and just share it. But I do know that there's power in images and seeing pictures at the same time that you hear some things. So,
Can you see
yeah,
my screen?
you're on like the
Oh,
fourth slide or something. So
yeah,
just,
sorry.
yeah.
Oh, it has stopped now. My apologies. Okay.
Tekla is a school teacher, you guys, too. So she has so there you go. See, the PowerPoint comes up on hers. I should have thought about this at 1 a.m. when I was trying to figure this out. I could have just been like, hey, just make someone co-host and have them move this along. The only difference is that you're going to have to hear me say next slide, but that's better. So you guys just heard Wynn talking about the future of personalized health. I told you guys that some things you learn that you can't unlearn. And for someone who pretty much has been a self-proclaimed like clean living nut, health nut, fitness nutritionist, all the things my whole life, what I learned about this concept of test-based nutrition, one thing you guys do need to know that she said in this bio is I'm really just a truth seeker. And I think that there's a lot of hype in the world of health. I think there's lots of things. And I think that the underlying thing is what we were talking about. How do you know? How do you know? So next slide. One of the things that they've specialized in here is that before we get to actually just quickly go to the next slide, Tekla, and then we're going to go back. The next slide. Here we go. This is the whole concept. If you walk away today with nothing other than imagine a world, I think there will be a world very soon in the future that we will think it was archaic and cavemanish, that we actually did anything health-wise or supplement-wise and didn't test to see if it's working. And so we go from basically most of us take any kind of supplement, any kind of thing that we put into our body or that we were sold online or this idea of what it was going to do for our beauty or for our energy or for our health. We take it and we hope it works. I think most of us really want to believe it works, but do we know? And this is probably a principle in life. There's a difference between what we think we know and knowing. And the real trouble lies when what we think we know, we think is knowing, and it's not. And so they've just taken out this idea and they're like, hey, what if, two of my favorite words, what if you could just know that what you're doing is working and feel better about that? I think that most of us do the things we do hoping that it's actually making a difference. Well, now you could know, and that's the concept. So if you want to go back to that slide, Tekla, about Zinzino, this is today where the discussion is less about the company and just more about, yes. We'll
My
talk
apologies.
about that. You guys, this is, what did I say, Michelle? You know what's so funny is sometimes we want things to be so perfect, but I don't know about you, but I'm the girl that wants to watch the blooper reel all the time. So now I get to be your blooper reel this morning. This is the slide anyway. You can bring that up.
I also want to say it's 8 a.m. where you are. It's very early. So guess what? It's okay.
I've learned, this is another principle for another day, but I've actually learned that the illusion of perfection or making things look all polished is probably the most unrelatable thing. The most relatable thing between humans is actually our screw ups and our weaknesses and all the things that go wrong. So you're welcome. I hope you love me more today after this. So the company's basically just 200% growth. Really what you want to know is the company on a trajectory. And as much as, we love to know this stuff, I'm going to share it with you because I know what I know about humans is that we make emotional decisions, but yet we love to justify them logically. So the justification logically is this company's going places, right? They're predicted to be $1 billion valuation in a couple of years, but last year in 2024 they did 205 million in sales, and this year 2025 368 million. That's insane growth for a company. And what it tells you is that they must be doing something right. They must have a product or a solution or a service that people are needing or wanting in order for those sales to go up like that. Because we're not talking about even really high ticket items like commercial real estate or vehicles or anything. We're talking supplementation, and for that number to grow like that is really impressive. So they're available in over 100 countries right now. I think they're open in 40. They ship to 100 countries. But really, what matters is that they have an idea. They are a pioneer in test-based nutrition. And think about that concept: test-based nutrition, truth-based wellness. What that means is it's based on evidence. right? That evidence and personalized to you. And this was something that was special to me, because as much as I care about what Michelle's blood is doing and what Wynn's markers are saying, we all don't read horoscopes for everybody else's horoscopes. We dial into our own horoscope. And even when you see a picture of a family reunion, guess who you look at first in the picture? You, right? So this is, we want personalized nutrition. We want evidence-based things that are working for us. And so next slide. I'm not here to give you guys an entire health lesson, but I need to teach you something just so you get it in the concept that it is. I actually could geek out on these things, but I'm not going to for you. All I want to know is you guys can nod along. If you've heard before, who can I see here? I can see Lori. Lori, have you heard about essential nutrients? You've heard about vitamins, minerals, omega fatty acids? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah. Okay, cool. So we've heard about these things, and what the reason they're called essential nutrients for our body, you guys, is because the word alone, essential, means vital, must have, important, right? Essential nutrients, but essential really means our body needs them and that our body doesn't make them. So our body needs it, vital, but our body doesn't make it. And so it requires us to go get it from the foods that we eat and the things that we intake. Particularly though today, we're going to talk about omegas and just like a kindergarten lesson on it. There is an omega-6 and there's omega-3s. Omega-6s are considered inflammatory oils. And now in a world of everything wanting anti-inflammatory, why would you want an inflammatory oil? It's because there's a difference between acute inflammation and chronic inflammation. And acute inflammation means that when you break your ankle or sprain something or you get a cut, your body goes, mayday, mayday, and it goes and inflames the thing, swells it, starts, blood clotting, all the things to save you. So it's very important for our bodies. Omega-3s, on the other hand, are considered an essential nutrient. Your body needs it. It doesn't make it. It requires that you get it from the foods that you eat. And it's an anti-inflammatory oil. And that anti-inflammatory, once the fire has gone off, it's the thing that comes in and cools it back down and lets everyone know that all is well with your cells and in your body. Both of them are essential. And in a perfect world, and up till modernized civilization, or some would say bastardization of what we've done to our foods and everything else, it's changed. So next slide, Tekla. So I hope that was a little lesson. If you look at the top pictures here, all this means is that you guys, up to 100 years ago, we've been around for how long? Whatever, thousands of years, 2000s of years. All of that time, we ate from Mother Nature. We ate from the land. We actually had to plant seeds and till the field and take it. In that time when we ate from the land, I want you to know that Mother Nature knows what she's doing. And most of the foods that we used to eat for all that time had a 1-to-1 or a 3-to-1 ratio. In a perfect world, you would want those balanced omegas, a 3-to-1, 2-to-1, and 1-to-1. And if you look at the slide at the top there, can you guys see the full screen, or are you just can you see just presentation mode? You can see it. Okay. So
sorry, I went to this mode just so I can flip around because I don't actually know how to go back.
No problem. It's okay. Again, it's just the information. It's only because, man, you guys are missing out on this really beautiful picture of a sheep on a field on the top of a mountain. But so the point is that the way that Mother Nature works is that the food is actually amazingly, not surprisingly, in balance for us in the ratio that it should be. But welcome to, the 1960s, the introduction of seed oils. It's really interesting how this is coming up, because you guys, if you follow this world at all, it's kind of everywhere right now about the dangers of seed oils and that they are inflammatory in our bodies. And so with the world we live in today, it's no surprise that everything from a can, from boxes, from processed foods, you go down the main strip of your town and all the fast foods, everything is cooked in these seed oils and everything. So not only are they inflammatory, they're robbed of their phytonutrients, micronutrients, trace minerals, all of the things. And because of that, just so you know, the world right now is living between a 25-to-1 and a 40-to-1 ratio when they're getting tested. And that is, to say that's out of balance is an understatement. It's way out of balance. And what it really means is your body, as opposed to that acute inflammation, is chronically inflamed. And chronic inflammation is known known as the greatest underlying root cause of all known degenerative diseases. It is chronic inflammation. And so this is a big problem, and we're sharing this problem with you. And I don't like to talk about problems unless I feel like there's hope at the end of this and that there's a solution for it. So next slide. What's really interesting is sometimes we believe that people in different parts of the world eat cleaner than us, and they probably do. But I want you to know that one of the greatest things about Zinzino is that in this test-based nutrition, they now have an at-home. This is the most simple but revolutionary idea, that they would have an at-home blood test. Michelle's got it up there going, yeah. An at-home dry spot blood test. It basically means your own little pricked finger with 2 drops of your own blood can then go and get this number. And they've been doing these tests now around the world. And now Zinzino's got the largest database in history of this omega-6 to 3 imbalance test that you do from home. And they've done this around the world, 1.6 million tests done around the world. And as much as we might want to believe that people are eating, cleaner in Japan, they probably are. But look, the numbers still don't lie. Results don't lie. Blood doesn't lie. It is the #1 marker for you, and it tells a really rich story about what's going on in your body. But everywhere around the world, 99% of people are failing in North America, 99% in Africa, 95% in Europe, 98% in the Middle East. 100% of the planet should take this test. That's basically why we're here with you this Saturday morning. This is my fundamental belief. I just want people to know. I don't care what they do with that information afterwards. I'm totally detached from you buying a thing, joining a thing, nothing. Our steward, though, is to let people know that, hey, there's a test that you can know. You can know your number and where you're at. So I believe 100% of people should take the test. Unfortunately, 97% of them are failing it globally, and 99 of them are failing them in the United States of America. So next slide. So this is the problem. And this is a solution. You can take a test. And so this one says, would you like to take a test to find out your results? You guys, the question I ask, I'm like, would you want to take a test that could predict the future of your health or how fast you're aging? Like, it's the ultimate anti-aging hack. And would you want to know the future of your health when we know that chronic inflammation is the underlying cause of almost everything that we would know to talk about? So the next slide. This is probably my favorite part, is how this goes. So this is the actual logistics of how this works. This company has what would normally cost you a lot more. I want you guys to know that by the way, this test, even if it was made available to you, that might be around $280. But when you go talk to your regular doctor, they know how to do a deficiency test on omega-3. But I had never in my life heard of a test that did a balance between your omega-6 and 3 ratio. I had never heard of that. It has changed my life with this information, because there's people that can say, yeah, you have a deficiency, but they don't know what that means as opposed to how inflamed you are in your body. So I don't even know that you could get this test. The doctor that I talk to don't even know that this ratio 1 exists. But here what we do is we could give it to you at a drastic discount. It is 166 Canadian, 115 American. And how this works is you get the blood test with that. They give you a free bottle of their balance oil, which I'm about to talk about, but it is the solution to this problem. And after you take that oil for 120 days, it is proven that it takes typically 4 months for all of your cells to turn over. After that, they send you another blood test for free, because they're so confident and so excited for you to see the results from your before number to after. And so this is the actual logistics of it. Next slide. Let's talk about the hero in this. And this is the test. There's a picture of the test. What will happen is you will get your results back via an email. It tells you your test results are ready. This test gets sent off to a lab called Vitas Lab in Norway. It is the world's most renowned lab for blood work anywhere. Every know-it-all institution, including Harvard and a lot of these Oxford universities, use this lab as their lab for all the things that they do. When you get your test result, typically if you're in that 25 to 1, this is an example of someone 23 to 1 or 25 to 1, it's going to show up red saying basically engine light on, right? In your car, you're like, mayday, mayday, there's maintenance required is basically what it's saying. And then the hope and that what the stats are saying, 95% of the planet that is getting their numbers back are now, as you'll see in this yellow, saying balanced or semi-balanced. And that's what you want, to go from engine light on to engine light off. Maintenance required is done. And that's what it's going to show you. This next slide, I'm a really good news. I'm actually, go to the next slide. This is somebody else's personal results from their own test. So this is the hero product. This is the hero of the story. What I shared with you earlier about essential nutrients, omega-6, omega-3, almost everybody knows it. They've heard it. They kind of know it. And so most people are taking an omega-3 or that know they should. I think the numbers are ridiculous about how many people are actually taking an omega-3 supplement. If you guys have ever seen a naturopathic healer or a practitioner, they have a Bible that they go on, which basically someone that comes with any ailment, any dis-ease, like 95% of that Bible, the protocols for any of them have an omega-3 protocol in it. And so many of them are taking what they think is the best omega-3 in the world. Most of them are self-proclaimed the best, but they say it from believing it through the process or they're finding, but they don't know. And so this is the hero of this story. People that are taking this balance oil are getting back into balance, hence the name. It's not just a balance oil for what's in it, but that it's helping people get back into balance. I want you guys to know that when I met the owners of this company, or the owner, when we had a discussion with him a couple months ago, and he was talking about, hey, we have this company because we don't believe that you need to be a hero in everything, in that other. However, we do believe in excellence in that how you do anything is how you do everything. But we do believe that you should have a hero product, and we have it. And he talked about his passion for this oil and for the problem in the world. And when he was done talking, I said, can I just ask you something? Just to recap what you just said. Are you telling me that you have the only known proven solution to the world's biggest health crisis problem? Underlying every disease? And he said, pretty much. And I was like, okay, well, that's not small, right? That's not a small thing. And so I was excited about it because I want people to know that there is a massive problem in the world and there is a solution. And I want you to know, from a business standpoint, being an entrepreneur that I am, I read something a long time ago that said, if you want to make small money, solve small problems. But if you want to make big money, which to me means big impact, if you want to have big impact in the world, solve big problems. And to me, this was the biggest health problem in the world that they have a solution for, that comes in this bottle. Next slide. I could nerd out on this, like I told you, and I won't, but because I want you guys to know that I could why most supplement companies tell you so much about their ingredients and their process and the refining process and how it's built different. They do that because if they don't have a test or a way to prove it scientifically or testing, then it matters to them that they really share with you all the information about how they do it. We have all that too, but it kind of now for me is secondary to the fact that, hey, it works. I don't even know what you guys got going on or what you're doing, but it must be special and it must be different because you're getting a different result than everyone else on the planet based on people's own cells and their blood work coming back. But just for your reference, it is different because traditional fish oils, first of all, many of them are, as you know, all things are not created equal. There are dollar store toys and there are ones that are really quite posh, and you know what you get kind of the difference. But there are fish oils that are made with fish farmed fish that are filled with all sorts of disease and sea lice and problems. And even if they try to get rid of that and the mercury and the heavy metals in the fish, the process by which they're cleaning this fish to get rid of all the bad is also getting rid of all of the things that make the delicate anti-inflammatory properties of an omega-3 important in your body. So it's almost like when you take antibiotics, it gets rid of all the bad bacteria, but it also gets rid of all the good stuff, which is why they tell you to take probiotics and kind of realign your gut flora. So this is why traditional fish oils aren't working, is that they've ripped it. They've robbed it of the essential nutrients, mainly a polyphenol. It's a word you can look up. Polyphenols are incredibly powerful antioxidants, and they're the delicate properties that are usually always mixed in nature with the omega-3s, but they get stripped and robbed. And so you're taking something that you think is working, but is missing the main key ingredient. The balance oil through a patented process, has figured out a way to take some of these small fish that they use, but rebond it with algae and with olives, and rebond it to the powerful polyphenols. That is, it's a concept that when you hear it, you can't unhear it. You're like, oh my gosh, it's the idea, the power of an idea. Someone's saying, hey, what is the problem? Why aren't these working? And what if we could come up with something and do it differently? And then what a eureka moment to know that your idea actually works by proven through people's drops of blood. So amazing. Next slide. This is what you'll see before and after. So this is the whole goal. If you are like most of the planet, if you believe that you might lie in the 98 or 99% of people that are failing this test, and that you want to be able to see that the green light come on afterward, this is the process. You take a test, see your own health horoscope, not told to you by psychics, told to you by science in your own blood. And then you take this product and then you see a result after. I want you to know, for those people who actually pass this test, I think there's 3% of the planet that do, they give you a refund. They're like, congratulations, keep doing what you're doing, that you get your money back on the test. But if you fail it, they hope that you'd want to know that, and that you can take the solution and then see the progress and the green light afterwards. Next slide. So the main reason, I wish they had a slide in here only because there's a power in a picture. There used to have a power of a picture of a cell. I want you guys to know that there's a cell that looks like it's not healthy, and there's a cell that looks like it's healthy. You guys will, on the internet, someone will say 100 trillion cells we have. The truth is somewhere around 30 trillion cells. Our body is just made up of 30 trillion cells. You have bone cells, hair cells, eyeball cells, fingernail cells. All the cells make up different things, but they are cells. And those cells have a wall, and it's called a cell membrane. And that cell membrane, to me, is the most important thing. And that cell membrane is made up of lipids. It's made up of fats, and it ought to be pliable. It ought to be gushy like a gummy bear and not hard like a marble. But when you have your omega-3s and that omega-6 and 3 imbalance, your body is chronically inflamed. It ends up almost like, torching the outside of a marshmallow. It becomes harder and crispier, and it ought not be. And from this should make sense, no matter what background you have in nutrition or not. Your cells communicate. Your cells are the thing that allow nutrients to come in. They're the thing that allow waste to go out. They're the thing that communicate. All these women, all you women in menopause, they're the things that communicate with your hormones. Your cells talk to each other, and your cells all have purpose. When that cell membrane wall that's made of lipids and fats, same with your brain, by the way, your brain is all fat, good fat. It needs good fat. But when that cell membrane wall is affected and it can't do what it's meant to do optimally, I don't need to tell you that probably is a problem. It almost is like the thing where that thing needs to be rectified before any other thing that I bring into my body that I think is good for me. If my cells can't receive, if my cells can't release, then it kind of should make sense. So the first thing that the balance oil does is that we want to repair and restore and have redemption in your cell membrane and your body. After that, the next step would be to nutrify, right? To go then nourish. It's one of my favorite words, right? Go look up the definition of nourish. It's like, I just want to be around people that nourish, be involved in things that nourish. I hope that people feel nourished by me, but the food that we eat and the things we do, I hope that they nourish. And so we have products that will help do that. In Canada right now, we don't have Extend. It's a multivitamin that they have in the States. Very soon this year, we will have those available to us. But one thing we do have that they have is a product called Zeal. And sometimes if you get supplement fatigue, this is a beautiful tasting drink, but it's filled with all the super things, all the phytonutrients, all the superfoods and things that you can't go pick and juice yourself, with probiotics in every trace mineral vitamin, and that comes secondary. Next slide. We also have another hero product here that I absolutely love called Viva. And this is basically, again, we live in a world, you guys, you can do your own research on saffron. I think you guys know. Thanks, Michelle. Saffron is probably it's the most expensive spice in the world. They say it's more expensive than gold in weight, but they've been using this for thousands of years, and it's for overall well-being, for brain function, for sleep, for feelings of joy, for feeling good. I actually think of this when I look at this product. I call it "Be of Good Cheer." be of good cheer. The results on this for people who have moody blues, anxiety, depression, sleep problems, the research they've done on this, even with children with that take Ritalin for ADHD, the results for a natural product are unbelievably powerfully similar. But I just love this because even if you don't have that, even if you don't have the moody blues, sleep issues, you think you're okay, I'm always curious about the word optimize. And I guess if you learn nothing else today too, just to question, do I think that my body is optimal? Do I think that I've optimized joy? Because I might not feel down or blue, but hey, do I even know what optimal joy feels like? Do I know what optimal wellness even feels like? Do I walk around thinking there could be a happier, peppier, more alive version of myself? I mean, that's what I love about this product. It's just an offering, a natural offering that can only have goodness to your body. Next slide. So for those of you that were just here, purely for some information on a consumer standpoint, you've got the information. We're different. We're different on purpose. We're doing things that with proven test-based nutrition, truth-based wellness, just to go from what we thought we knew to actual knowing. That's the main message today. But when I heard this, I have a consumer hat. I'm like, yes, test me. I want to see my own blood. But then I also have a business hat. And for those of you that just were here to kind of see what Michelle's up to, she talked to you about getting tested and the importance of that. Then we're done with that portion right now. Michelle.
Hop in and just mention about that it's anonymous. So it's a number. You're a number. No one has no one knows this is my DNA. So I know that there's people that have been asking me, my children, I don't want to send my DNA away, my blood test to somebody unknown, but you're a number. You're a number. So,
you know how sometimes you're like, I don't want to just be a number. I matter. But in some cases you really do. Yeah. Today you do want to be number. Yeah. I mean, these guys are legit. It has nothing. This is why it's actually really important that if you keep that little card or take a picture of the card in the test it has instructions in it, but there's a little card you peel off because yes, it's a number. The lab actually never knows who you are. They don't know your age demographic. They don't know your name. They don't know anything about you. They just have a number, which is what makes it so powerful, is it's just anonymous for you. So yeah, no worries. They actually get rid of your information after. It's just there now available to you online in your email for anyone worried about that. What I've learned is that these guys, people are pros. There's many, many, many minds sharper than mine have already thought these things through often. So I'm just going to have a really quick, literally really quick, because I don't think that you're all here to want to get the details of the ins and outs of a business. I just conceptually want to share this with you. Is the timing right? When people talk about any kind of timing from a business standpoint, there is a timing. However, what matters most is your timing. You and I don't know each other very well. I would love to know you better, but I do know something for sure about humans, is that I can see Lori here too. Like Lori and I, we don't know each other. We don't know anything about each other's lives, but I probably know that there's something about your life that you might want to change. There's typically humans, we all want life improvement in something. I don't know if it's more time, better health, more money, whatever. We all want life improvement in something. And so an opportunity simply just means, that's what it says, massive opportunity. Opportunity just means a set of circumstances that make it possible to do something. And I was like, well, we all want something. I don't know what that something is. And then you just have to ask yourself, are my current circumstances allowing me to do the something that I want? And if they aren't, then your question is, all right, well, I can do nothing and nothing changes, or I can do something so something can. And I just knew that this felt different. And I knew that if I was so excited about this with my consumer hat on, then wow, because all business is, you guys, is having a product or a service that people need or want. Business is, that's it. It's that simple. And in my world, business is about making someone's life better. That's what business is for me. And I thought, well, is this something people need or want? It was a big heck yes for me. And I'm like, and is this something that I think that people, I want to be a part of and I want to run with? The answer is yes. So you can't even look anywhere in articles these days. On Time Magazine, they just did something on the anti-inflammation revolution and how it's absolutely necessary. So the business is there. It's needed. Next slide. And Zinzino is just going to the moon. You know, when they first had a vision of having 1 million customers in 2010 or 15, when they had 10,000 customers, and someone saying, Orion, the owner, has a vision, like the vision, those visionaries that you think are thinking almost way too big, but they get it done. And we need people like that in the world who believe that that the impossible is possible. But they have a vision. They're now at the 1 million customer marker, from 10,000 to 1 million. They're on point. But just like anything compounding, I come from a background of finance. Compounding things are pretty amazing. It's not addition, it's not multiplication, it doubles. And as things go from 20,000 to 40 to 80, and when you start getting to 500,000, that doubles to 1 million, and 1 million to 2, things get exciting. So the trajectory of this company is that their goal is to have 100 million customers by 2050. And what that means really is that it's not about having customers, it's about helping people. And that's what their goal is that the more people that they can get tested, the more people that know, the more people that have solution, the more people that can get back into balance. And this isn't about just tricking, father time. I'm a big believer that when my time is up, my time is up. I'm not even a huge fan of like necessarily longevity, but I am a huge fan of vitality and vibrance, and as much optimal joy, optimal energy, optimal balance as I can while I have the time that I do. Next slide. As far as timing, you guys, anything is a trend. You have to have the people that have an idea before mass adoption. And right now, this is the opportunity for me about wanting to help people. Right now, they have only about 1.5% of the population tested in the countries listed in that middle circle, but they only have 60,000 people tested in all of North America. You guys, I went and used my calculator on my phone. I was like, okay, is the population of the United States 336 million people? So I divided 336 million divided by 60,000. It's 0.0 something. So if you only went to the first decimal point, it's 0% of the population has been tested in the amount that we need them to. And that was a great, so it's, imagine having the stability of a company that's been around 20 years. They're publicly traded on NASDAQ. That means transparency for all involved, and that you have that kind of stability. And yet it's a startup. It's a startup where we live. The opportunity is rich. But you don't have the risk of a startup. You just have the opportunity of a startup. And the whole point is to get to 2.5% of the population, and that would be considered a trend in the world. But that means that there's going to be 5 million tests done if we got there, and that means $1 billion in sales. And I guess my question was, how much of a piece of that do I want? Not just for the income for my family. I'm a single mom of 3 kids, but for the impact that I'm able to be a part of. I want to march for things that feel like good news. And that's why we're here with you on a Saturday morning too. Next slide. I'm not going to get into the details of a lot of this, but I just want you to know, getting started. Next slide. It talks just about, an online store. If you've ever had people go, how do I do business online? I think it is a very big, vast conceptual idea, but really that's what all these anything that is e-commerce, which this is online. And I don't know about you guys, but I did years ago have a dream of going, hey, I want to be able to have Wi-Fi in a dream. I want to be able to work from anywhere, and I want to be able to build anywhere. So when we talk about the fact that this company is global, it doesn't even matter who you know in Germany or somewhere else. Do you know someone who knows someone who does? And all of a sudden, this idea that from my phone, from wherever I want to be, that I could grow a business as big as I could dream it if I wanted that, and that I don't make the product, I don't ship the product, I don't make the tests, I don't have to create the website, I don't do anything but share good news with as many people as possible. That feels like a really great business opportunity for me. But you get an online store, you get all the products shipped for you, you're open in 46 countries, you get to have access to all of the things that Zinzino does. They just need your voice. And you get to be a voice and a vessel for truth-based wellness. It's pretty exciting. There's a couple ways to get paid here. You start off smaller, 10%, all the way up to 30% for customers. We have so many doctors and practitioners who they're not building a team. They don't recruit. They just want the online store. They love the balance oil and the concept, and they go get whacks of customers on this product, and they can make a great income. using the steward and the influence they already have with these people, they're able to then go scale. And there's a moving scale, an increasing scale. The more that you do, the more customers and influence you have, the more the company rewards you for that. Next slide. Like I said, there's just two ways to earn money here. You can just have an online store, you can get customers, or you can have a few customers and you teach other people and you build a team that also has an online store and also has a few customers. And then the concept always being that instead of 100% of my own efforts, what if I could teach, lead, inspire, mentor people and get 1% of 100 people's efforts? They're both available to you here. Next slide. I'm going to skip this slide. There's more ways you get paid than you could possibly imagine. There are so many bonuses, all the things you would think about: a car bonus, a cell phone bonus, a customer bonus. You get a matching bonus if you help grow this company and recruit people who are better than you and they're building a business, that there's a piece that they'll reward you for that. There's multiple ways to get paid here. That's a training in and of itself that I want to give for those that want that. But for the purposes of today, we're just here to let you know that Michelle's a part of something really great. She's excited about it. We're here to support her in it. This is what we do as a team. You're never alone in this thing. You're like, so do I just need to get ears and eyeballs on some great information and let it land and let you guys do your thing? The answer is yes. So next slide. I don't know about you guys, but if you're going to start something, there's a fast start and a slow start. And I don't know about you, but most people are like, hey, I think that fast start sounds better. So let's go do a fast start. They basically say that in the first 4 months, it's not even a fast start of 30 days. If you're able to get 4 customers or four those products sold, you find 2 people who want to do this business as well, because the something they want is opportunity. The something they want isn't just to feel better. They want something to change in their life. And for most people, that's monetary. Some more money is just more options. It's often a lot more, just more freedom. But if you have other people that want that too, and you're able to help those 2 people do the same, there's money available to you. And mainly it's just that return on investment. Most people have a few things in their brain. What's the risk? What's the reward? And could I do this? Right. And I hope that some of those things got answered for you today. The risk is the investment of an ultimate pack. I told you can get a refund on it. The reward is that there's lots of money to be paid back. And the reward is that you have some impact on the people's lives that you get to share this information with. It's not small. And can you do this? That's really up to you. But I hope that you can, everything we just shared, can you get this information to people? Can you let your people who you feel do it better than you be the ones who share it? You're not the messenger. You're just a person who is the voice and the vessel of getting some information out. Next slide. And that's it. There's lots of ranks in this company. For those of you who would want to know what could I possibly make, like I told you, entrepreneurs think not what does this cost me, it's what's this going to make me. This whole slide will talk you. Every rank in this company has a general, it's usually pretty conservative, has a general idea of how much you can make. For instance, me and my partners, our rank when we got involved the first month was diamond, and diamond has United States money, $4,600 US is the amount. We actually made more than that, almost double that, with how many people were coming in. But again, it's an e-commerce business. It's business available to you online through your phone, through probably one of the most revolutionary, simple concepts that I've heard in health and wellness in my life. And so that's a lot of information in a short period of time. Thank you for your patience. I want to say you're welcome. You're welcome for the blooper reel. And but mainly, I just want you guys to know how much I love Michelle. She's been a joy, and her heart is big, and it's not easy in a world like this with a heart that big, where you just shout from the rooftops like the prophets of old, trying to give great information to people that seem to be resistant. But I hope that you felt bettered by having been here today. That's all we can do, is that you feel like, that wasn't small. Like, my life feels, I know things now that I didn't before. And please get back to Michelle about what you're wanting. Tell her what you got out of today. Ask her for her link, and she'll share you all the information about getting you the product, getting you tested. And if you have any questions on the business side of things, trust me, we still do. I don't think I'll ever stop learning that. But that, thank you for joining us today. I think a lot of people joined in now the meeting for our second meeting, so they're getting the wrap up of what our first meeting was. But Michelle, I'm going to turn it back to you.
I just want to say thank you to Ariana. We should turn off the recording maybe, but I am marching for good news.